Indiana Disability History Project, Indiana Institute on Disability and Community, Indiana University. Being a voice for change. Kelsey Cowley.
It was hard because most of the time, like in elementary school, the principal didn't listen to my mom. When she would say, oh, she doesn't need this, oh, she needs this, or because I was taking medicine throughout from the time I was 10 to now for my seizure medication. And if I had a seizure during school, they wouldn't know what the plan was for, or they would, the principal would, like, didn't really understand people with disabilities, so it'd be like, she just really didn't understand the IEPs very well. So if I had a seizure and it was in there, she just really didn't care, which is sad in a way. What school was like for me, it was very hard because I was picked on when I was in school, and people just didn't understand me. They just didn't understand people with disabilities to the full extent, and they would just use what they saw to pick on people with disabilities. And I was through that. It was hard on the other hand because I stayed a couple extra years in high school to get my high school diploma or my GED, and my mom didn't want me to drop out just because of my disability. She actually wanted me to make a life for myself, and that involves having a high school diploma or a GED. After I got out of high school, they finally realized that I needed to start searching for a job because I can't be sitting at home during the day or else I'd be getting into trouble, that kind of thing, like a normal teenager or a normal adult would. And that's when they realized that the VR needed to be more, that I needed to see my VR counselor more. And I was seeing her more on a regular basis. But then things like I got my jobs on my own, most of my jobs on my own without VR's help. And then that's when they realized that maybe she doesn't need VR services. I want to make change for people with disabilities, and this would be a good start. And then one of the things that I want to see happen is our groups, the board members, implement more of a community of practice kind of thing. So like it will be like it's basically to get more involved in the community than they have before, because the best way to make your appearance is being involved in your community, and that way people will know you're there and you have an opinion too. One of my ultimate dream goals is to get into the State House and be a senator, so I can be a voice in the State House for people with disabilities. So like the community of practice board that I'm on, we meet regularly, but that's where a lot of the states don't understand that in many cultures there's people with disabilities, and there's no services for people with disabilities in different cultures. Just to have acceptance in the community, have people understand us. When we say we have a disability, it's not because we're different. We're actually trying to be like everybody else, and have a normal life. And we actually have an opinion.
Music, Redwood Trail. Produced by Indiana Institute on Disability and Community, Center for Health Equity. Funded in part by the Indiana Governor's Council for People with Disabilities. Copyright 2018, the Trustees of Indiana University.